Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. Thanks for joining. If you're not new, this video is going to look a little bit familiar, and that is because with every season I do a very similar video. I do the same video. It's the same. But what we're doing today is we're going to talk about my top 10 eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be using this summer. And these are the eyeshadow palettes that really speak to me, either because they're summery or it's just the mood that I'm in. It's totally just personal opinion. Now, some of these are older, some of these are newer, some of these I don't even think you can get anymore. But what I always say is you can get pretty much anything still, right? Like there's always third-party sellers. But I just picked these because they really made me think of summer, gave me summer vibes, and I just want to use them. Now there is one palette out of the 10 that I haven't actually used yet. But I want to, because that's how I felt when I picked it up, looked at it. I was like, you look like summer, kind of. It's okay, it's a random one, but we're gonna go through it. And we are joined today by my co-host Hunter, who is a little bit grumpy, if you couldn't tell. He was sitting on this seat before I started filming and was really upset that I had to move him. So you're gonna see tail. So the palettes I picked are just completely based on my opinion, but I would love to know what your summer palettes are. But let's just get into the ones that I pulled out. Now, I love filming these videos every season because it gives me a chance to kind of rummage through all my eyeshadow palettes and pick out some that maybe I haven't used in a while or just that I love and I want to keep close by. All of these are going to live pretty close to me where I do my makeup in my bathroom. Hopefully they won't get splashed by water. Sometimes they do. I don't know what happens in the morning. It's crazy. They'll be living close to me so I can pull them out frequently. Now let's get into it. This is definitely not in any order whatsoever. This is just, I'm picking up the first one in front of me. And the first one in front of me is from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. And this is the Glamorous palette. Now this is a indie brand all the way out of Australia. So boy, does it take a little bit of time getting here. But look at this, okay? This is one of my favorite palettes from them because I just love all the bright colors. All the purples are super vibrant, the shimmers are full of color. It's just a really fun palette to play with. And I really like all the purples. If you've been here before, you know I'm a purple lover. And it's just, summer is such a great time for purples. So we're pulling this one out. This one's living by me because it just is screaming summer to me. Next up is the Cyborg Choir palette from Adept Cosmetics. Now this one is a little bit newer in my collection, so I haven't gotten as much use out of it as some of the other palettes that we're gonna see, but so far I have really been enjoying these colors, especially the shimmers. They are a little bit lighter, some of them do have more depth, but they just have this like duochromality, like intense shimmer that is just so appealing to me. Like they just pop off your eyelids. They're so pretty. And what I like is you can do a little bit of a lighter look if you want. Some of these shimmers don't have a whole lot of base pigment, so they show up a lot lighter, or you can do something darker by applying them over some of the darker mattes. So you've got your options here. And I've just had so much fun playing with this palette. And again, it's a little bit newer in my collection, so I want to take this time during summer to really keep using it. And like, I can't stop staring at like this blue color. What is this? Cybernetic Spark. It's so pretty and it's so pretty on, and it's just like a fun palette. Now, I'm not a big fan of the yellows, but I want to get more comfortable using yellow. So that is my goal, to use these two colors more this summer. Okay, for sure, if you've been here before, you have heard me talk about my love for this palette. This is from Nomad Cosmetics, another indie brand. Most of these actually in front of me are from indie brands, but this is the, let me see. This is the Monteverde palette, and I talk about this one a lot because look at those colors. They are just so bright, so vibrant. They just scream summer. And you know what? The formula in this palette is amazing. Like with all of the mattes in here, the color is super pigmented, super deep, like it goes on so well. The shimmers are also just as beautiful. It's just one of my favorite palettes from Nomad. I think they did an amazing job with this one. And it's just like summer, you know? Even the imprint screams summer to me. Like, you've got your butterflies, you've got your hummingbirds, like, oh, it's so cute. I just think this is a fantastic palette. Love the formula, love the vibrant colors in here. Definitely want to pull it out more during summer. Another indie brand. again, the majority of the ones in front of me, if not all of them, oh my gosh, I think almost all the ones in front of me might be indie brands. Well, we're indie summer, I guess. I love it. But this is from Demi'Glow, and this is the Summer Vibes palette. So yes, it has summer in the name, so it better live up to summer vibes. Now, what I like about this palette is that it actually has quite a few neutral colors in here as well. And for summer, one thing I really like to do is play up my lip color. Typically, when I do a really bright lip, I don't do too much of a crazy eye look. I like to really emphasize one part of my face. So if I do like a really bright red lip, I do a more kind of neutral eye look. So I really like that they have more neutral colors in here, but also this color, Summer Fling, is absolutely gorgeous. Like, they just know how to make their shimmers. They're, again, like super pigmented, super easy to apply, just super sparkly. I love them so much. Now, I don't know what's going on with Demi'Glow. I hope they are coming out with new palettes soon because I miss new stuff from them. But this is just a classic that's been in my collection for a while, and I always pull it out during the summer. This orange is like, it's burnt orange. It's so pretty. And yeah, I'm really excited to pull this one out now that it's summer. So Ensley Rain is one of my favorite indie brands currently. I really love their eyeshadow formula, and I have so many of their palettes. This was really hard to decide which one kind of fit my summer mood. My summer mood this summer, I feel like, is not just brights. It's a little bit of a mix of everything, if that makes sense. I don't have like one color palette in mind for the summer. I want to use everything. Obviously, brights are very in for summer, but this one, I couldn't say no to the purples. This is the Twisted Tea Party palette, and it's just, these purples are amazing. The blues and the purples and the greens in here are electrifying. Like, you can use one by itself and just be done, and it's going to be gorgeous. Or you can mix pretty much any of these with each other and you're gonna come out with a really cool look. It's just a really fun palette, and I like the bright colors, but I like that there's some darker ones in here too. You have Rabbit, which is pretty deep. You've got this Looking Glass color, which is pretty deep. And so you can darken up the look a little bit if you want. But I don't know. There's a little bit of grunge in here too with Teacup. I don't know. I really like it. This is just a fun palette. And out of all my Ensley Rains, the one that I really want to use more this summer was this one. So we are going to be using it. And in case you wanted to see what the front looks like, this is the front and this is the back. Pretty sure Beauty Bay is not an indie brand. I feel like I can say that pretty confidently. But Beauty Bay is a brand out of the UK. They make super affordable eyeshadow palettes with amazing formula, and it always surprises me that more people in the US aren't talking about this brand, and specifically this palette. You know, I've talked about this one before, but this is the Bright 2.0 palette. Yes, there was a first Bright palette, which I also love, but not as much as I love this one. This one has come with me to Disney World. It's come with me on a cruise. And the thing with my eyeshadow is I go in really lightly, so it doesn't even look like crazy well used. But I've used like the majority of these colors, but it's so big. I feel like I've probably used the majority of them once. So it looks kind of unused. That's crazy. I mean, I will say I haven't really used the pinks in this palette because it's not the pinks that I care about. It's the purples, it's the greens, even the oranges are really good in this palette. Now, Beauty Bay, again, is super affordable, and this is kind of the perfect rainbow palette if you're looking for a little bit of everything. Their formula is just so good. Their mattes in particular blend out like a dream. They're so easy to use. It's got everything in it. Like, why would you need anything else? Okay, this is actually the eyeshadow palette that I'm currently wearing on my eyes, but this is from Clionadh Cosmetics, and this is their Dragon Fruit palette. And this is what it looks like. Now, if you've spent any time in the world of indie makeup, you've probably heard about Clionadh because they make some of the most outstanding eyeshadow singles that I've ever seen. So when they came out with the palette, of course I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the palette. Now, I will say the only thing about this palette that has made it so that I don't use it as much as I potentially could is there's a lot of pinks. And I don't typically reach for pinks, not really on a regular basis. Like every now and again, like today I've got some pinks on, but I don't reach for them as often as you think I would. But these greens These greens are so good. And the thing about this palette that makes me love it so much is that there's so many different formulas within this palette. So there's Refresh is definitely a very smooth, subtle shimmer. And then you've got one like Bubbles in the corner there, which is like a holographic, just super vibrant white shimmery color. Effervescent is one that I've actually used as a highlighter before. So there's just like a multitude of ways that you can use these eyeshadows. They're so pretty and they're so easy to use, and like they're the kind of shimmers that you can pick up on a brush, which I know that's like silly to say, but some shimmers you cannot pick up on a brush, you know? I would say like even with my Ensley Rains, they just work better with a finger. These are just so easy to work with. Like they're so easy to work with. You can use a brush, you don't have to use your finger. It's just a really pretty, bright, colorful palette. So I want to pull this one out more in this summer because I feel like I haven't pulled it out as much as it deserves. It's a beautiful palette. I want to do more looks with it. I really like the look I did today. And I just feel like it's really good for summer. Okay, so this is the one that is just doesn't really belong in the group. This was the one that I have not even used yet, but I really want to during the summer. It's not even the most vibrant looking palette. I just, something about it called to me and said, Lauren, use this palette this summer. This is gonna be your summer palette. But this is the Jewels and Gem palette from Odin's Eye. And again, I have not used it yet. I will. That is the plan for this summer. But I know it doesn't look summer, right? But I'm just feeling these cool toned grungier colors. Like I really like the cool tone grays, the cool tone blues in here. I know with Odin's Eye, their shimmers are really pretty. Like this color is gonna be a really good inner corner highlight. And I wanna use it more. I really, again, am liking some of these cooler tone colors. And it's something a little bit different. It doesn't scream summer. If anything, it's probably more a winter palette. I don't care. It screams summer to me. So we are gonna use it this summer. Also, if you have it, let me know if you like it. The last two palettes we're gonna be talking about, I don't think are available online. But the first one is from Kaleidos, and this is the Flower Punk palette. And this one, I absolutely loathe the packaging. It comes apart, but I have dropped it a couple times. And it is a weird color story and I absolutely love it. Like these colors are just, they're so beautiful and easy to work with. Again, with the mattes, you're dealing with like some pigmented mattes that are easy to use. And the shimmers, while a little bit lighter, are just, again, really pretty and fun to work with. Like that is a green that I just want to put all over my body. So this is not exactly a super bright, super vibrant palette, but it was speaking to me this summer. Like I wanted something that was a little more, not neutral, but a little bit lighter in its story. I also have been on a really big mint kick. So I think it's the two minty colors that was really calling my name. And either way, I just want to get more use out of this palette during this summer. Again, kind of an odd choice, I know. Like not all of these upon first glance would be like, that is summer, like even to me. But as I was going through my collection, these are the ones that I picked out that I was like, this just feels right for this summer. This just feels like it fits for what my mood is. Last, certainly not least, we have the Primal palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This one I know they discontinued. I'm not sure why, because it is so good. This is definitely a bright colored palette, and what you see with this palette is what you get on your eyes. Like this is the color that's going to appear on your eyes when you use it, which I love. One of my favorite looks that I've ever done is with this palette, so it kind of has a special place in my heart. It's just so vibrant, so pretty, and I haven't used it as much as I want to, and I just feel like I haven't paid it enough attention lately. So I, again, going through my eyeshadow palettes, and I stopped at this one and I was like, yes. It was between this one and the Lure palette from Blend Bunny, and I was like, I use the Lure so much that I want to give more attention to the Primal palette because it's just so pretty. The colors are so bright, so vibrant. The shimmers are beautiful. I mean, Blend Bunny, their mattes are just out of this world. Such a good formula. And I just want to use it more this summer. It screams summer to me. This is a summer of random eyeshadow palettes, I would say, but they all have a special place in my heart, especially the Primal palette. Phew! So those are the 10 palettes that I chose that scream summer at least this summer to me. I definitely, every time I do one of these videos, I change it up depending on my mood and what I'm into at the moment. That always changes, except for the fact that I will always love purples. That is consistent. But with this summer especially, I wanted to pull out some palettes that either I haven't used in a while or in the Odin's Eye case have not used at all and want to get some usage out of. So we are going to be playing a lot with these palettes this summer. And just like enjoying them and enjoying my collection and having a really bright and colorful summer, if you couldn't tell by my choices. Let me know what your summer palette would be down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you all next time. Bye!